just a heck of a ball club Samford has over there. I mean, it was a back and forth battle throughout the duration of the game, and thankfully we were just tough enough, and Cav executed well enough. Cole getting to second base on that steal, and then obviously the ringer doing what the ringer does. Just tremendous execution of pitches throughout the 8th and 9th inning. And I think it goes undervalued a little bit. Howe in the 8th, he hits the first guy. Howe comes up, he's one of the better baseball players that we'll see all year, and gets a pop up, and the run scored to tie the game, but that's a guy that can damage you. Don't forget what he did earlier in the game with the backside triple with the bases loaded after we had given a bunch of freebies. So that guy's dangerous. We got there, then Anderson, who's an elite baseball player, we strike him out, and then we allow ourselves to have that rally. But just a great night. Brooks Bryant, tons of great swings. Just love to compete. Tons of guys got involved, and the juice was good. After a long road trip, having another one here, battling traffic on the way up, getting here late. We did what we had to do to win the game.
Coach, just talk about that last play by Cav. I mean, truly was clutch in terms of that. But I mean, even the setup by the previous batters just to get him in that stage. Just talk about what that was like there in the top of the 9th.
Well, it's hard to have for there to be a guy that you would want more than Cav. He's kind of seen it all. He's always been an elite bat-to-ball guy, and he doesn't get caught up in the moment in a overwhelming way. He just stays very steady. He almost likes to be in the 2 strikes in those moments, which is anti what anyone else would be. But he's just a special hitter, special player, and certainly glad that we have him.
And Coach Brooks Bryant, you talked a little bit about him, but he just seems to be on a roll. Barry said it. I mean, just the turnaround from last year to this year for that guy. Just talk about what it's like to see all that work and all that consistency kind of pay off into fruition.
Well, I think one thing, and fair or foul, we coached him really hard last year. He's such a tough kid from a great family, and you think he's going to be a great player, so you got to kind of coach him, a little rough. But he took it and was able to always translate the messages in there, and I think that's allowed him to be sharper and more repeatable day in, day out. He was kind of a high-low guy. Have a great day, have a couple days that are not. Now it's been steady. Now he's playing at obviously an all-American level with how great he's been, but just tremendous what he's doing. I think he's catching really well, and just excited what he's bringing to the table. And obviously when you're a run producer, that is good for offensive baseball like he is. It seems like he can smell blood when there's an opportunity for an RBI.
And Coach, it seemed like very similar aspects of Sunday's game against App State in terms of, delivering a punch. They punched back, and resiliency was shown throughout, whether it was on the bus ride here in the traffic or even, after they scored 6 straight. So just talk about the resiliency of this team.
There's no doubt, even although I agree, the Sunday game was very similar. This is, and I think it's the same score as well. This is the same game we had here 2 years ago. This is a tough place to play. We had a game where a bunch of people contributed. We had big hits late from different people, and we won 10-8 here in 22. Hopefully we can play better baseball after this 10-8 win here than we did a couple years ago. And so these guys, they do. I mean, we have flaws like any other team in the country, but a flaw that we don't have is being resilient and fighting, and that makes you really happy as a coach that you don't have to worry about that aspect.
2 more questions. The one is Samford obviously was an NCAA team. You guys were as well. So just talk about what this win means to know that, you guys are going up against that level of competition. You guys are pulling out wins like this.
Well, I think even more so doing it on the road. If you want to be a really good team, you got to win on the road. We've said that ad nauseum this year, and I think we're continuing to understand how to do it, what it looks like, picking up on elements quick and finding a way to compete throughout 9 innings, and that allowed us to get that victory today.
And Coach, one of the quickest turnarounds here tomorrow, Jacksonville State. You guys are going to be playing at home though, so the road span ends. Just talk about what it's like to be able to get back in our own beds for a little bit and get ready for that game tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the key. You get back in your own bed, get some grub, and go to class. There'll be some normalcy, and we'll change some things in pregame to make sure that we're fresh and ready to go. But we'll figure out some of those logistics as we ride back home tonight. But it should be a fun bus ride, and the guys deserve it because they competed their butts off and earned that W.